What's up, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a viewer requested build, and this is from someone in my YouTube comments that was talking about, hey, are you gonna do like a greatsword build for title update 4? Truth be told, I'd already done, I think, I know it, obviously at least one, but I think I had done 2. This is going to be part of my GODROLL RNG series. At least to me, after testing and figuring everything out, this was the best of the best that I could find that fit my playstyle personally. I know greatsword is one of those, like, pretty much everybody plays it the same way, but believe it or not, there are some intricacies that you may not know. So, as far as that goes, we are going to get started with our GODROLL RNG greatsword build. And if you guys like this build, if you guys like the content, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. Doing this a little differently and starting that at the beginning of the video, just in case maybe people are trying to figure out the video and they don't watch to the very end where I say it. But a little reminder goes a long way. We've been growing a ton, and I wanted to thank all of you. So, without further ado, let's get into the build. With our build, we are rocking Ostrak Oblivion. Now, this is going to, like I said, be a GODROLL RNG build. Here's what you need to know. GODROLL RNG Part 1 is actually a little easier than most people think, and that's Powerhouse. Doshaguma's Might. Doshaguma's Might is really, really nice because you get plus 10 attack after a successful power clash or offset attack. Now, it does not last forever. However, what you need to know, there's no cap. Not a single one. You can keep doing this. You're only going to get the one effect. You'll only get the plus 10. But let's say you power clash. Then you get an offset right after. And then you get another offset. Even though there's an offset cooldown, it still triggers. It still counts. Meaning, you are always going to have more attack than what you think is possible. Okay? So, RNG Part 2. Lord Soul. Lord Soul is just amazing. It's going to give you the plus 5% damage, which is huge. Not to mention the pseudo Moxie effect. So, Doshaguma's Might Part 1. Lord Soul Part 2. After that, once again, we go to the reinforcement bonuses. Triple attack, 1 sharpness, 1 affinity. You do not need 4 attack. If you get 4 attack and the sharpness, cool, great. Use it. Knock yourself out. If you don't, do not fret, my child. You are able to get away with 1 affinity, 1 sharpness, 3 attack. Ideally, the reason you want to go for this is because affinity is actually more valuable on greatsword, at least in my opinion, than most other weapons. The reason for that is you're attacking a lot slower. When you are attacking so much slower, you are doing more damage. When you are doing more damage, if you end up hitting a weak strike where it's not a crit, you just do less damage. Meaning you could charge up, do your big true charge slash, your TCS, and boop, limp strike. And now instead of doing 1,000 damage, you're doing like 800. I don't know about you, but that would bother the crap out of me. Meaning, giving us a baseline of 0 just so that we don't have to worry about weak strikes, super, super important, okay? As far as the armor goes, there's going to be a little more RNG in this one, okay? All 3 of these pieces need to be transcended. And there is variability when it comes to swapping this helmet, this chest, and these arms with any of the other pieces from the set, either Fulgur Anjanath, Doshaguma, with your weapon. This is how I ended up rolling mine, and I think it gave me the best bang for your buck. So, Transcended Fulgur Helm Beta, Transcended Doshaguma Male Beta, Transcended Fulgur Van Braces Beta. The reason we're rocking all of these like this, the reason they have to be transcended, is the decoration sauce that they provide. Ends up being way more valuable and a lot more bang for your buck. Next up is we have 2 pieces of the Ray Dao gear. Arch-tempered Ray Dao to be specific. Now, the reason we're rocking this is because of latent power. Latent power mixed with Ray Dao's voltage is going to give us a lot more affinity. On top of that affinity, it's also going to give us stamina. Stamina is not great. You don't need that on greatsword. But if you're sitting there trying to do offsets, you're sitting there trying to do power clashes, you're sitting there trying to mount the monster, you're trying to do all this different stuff, you still end up benefiting from having more stamina. Okay? RNG, and the last part, the hardest part, isn't as hard as most people think, but it is still important to get. And that is going to be a charm. Okay. We're going to preface this with, I promise you guys, I'm not cheating. I got this charm literally months ago. I posted it in my Discord back in like when Title Update 3 dropped. Like, I was just so excited that I got an amazing charm for Greatsword. I promise, though, I've showcased this before. I'm not cheating. I swear to God. But you want a charm like this. You either want focus or you want quick sheath. If you happen to get one with both, amazing. If you didn't, it's okay. Golden Age charm, ideally, because it'll allow you to get the attack boost 3, but focus or quick sheath. And the reason I would actually lean a little more towards quick sheath for this talisman is because focus we can put on our weapon. And putting that on our weapon really takes away a little bit of the scariness that comes from not having all of the perks or skills that Greatsword loves to take advantage of. So, in the case of this, focus is quick sheath is your number one priority. If you are okay with dropping your latent power and Ray Dow's voltage, the thunderous roar, you could substitute in here the Uthaduna Greaves for quick sheath. That would work, but the big thing is just making sure that you have quick sheath and focus. Quick sheath ideally on your charm, and ideally that charm being a rarity 8 golden age charm, because it'll always come with the one weapon deco. Now, if you are like me and you have a quick sheath charm with focus, I know that the odds of that are very, very slim, but you never know. This is how my weapon would look up. Guardian Handicraft, Attack Jewel, and Shield Handicraft. If you don't have that, you would drop this Shield Handicraft, and you would end up going and finding Focus. Focus with Handicraft, okay? This is why I said Quick Sheath down here is very, very valuable. It is more important than Focus, because Focus is something that goes straight onto your weapon, okay? If you happen to have it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Okay, as far as the decorations go on our weapon, we have Guardian Handicraft, we have the Attack Jewel, and then we have Focus Handicraft. Now, you have 2 choices on your weapon, 3 technically, depending on how you look at it. If you have GODROLL charms, and you are able to get one that has the Focus, the Quick Sheath like I do, or you are to use the Uthaduna Greaves instead of the Ray Dow Greaves, like I'm not, you can do a couple of things here. Option 1. You put in critical boost. If you put in critical boost, you'll still get all of the benefits of it, and you'll end up increasing your critical hit damage from the, I think it's 25% that it normally is, up to 34. Valuable, but not amazingly impactful. In fact, what I recommend more so, especially because there's so many people that are still fighting Gogmazios and Omega, the 2 hardest monsters in the game, guard up Handicraft. Shield Handicraft is super, super nice. Not only do you get the additional sharpness, but you get the guard up feature. Guard up is insanely good because it's just going to reduce the damage you take when you guard. And on top of that, you're going to be able to guard everything. Meaning, Gogmazios nuke, who cares? Omega nuke, who cares? Jindahad nuke, who cares? Literally all of them you get to block without having to worry about it. And on Greatsword, the more blocking you do, the more attack you can end up getting thanks to the power clash. Not to mention, you can start offsetting people, or offsetting monsters, okay? As far as the decorations on your weapon, or on your armor goes, we have 1, 2, 3 Challenger Jewels. The reason we're rocking these is to guarantee Agitator. Next up, we have 1, 2, 3 Protection Jewels, thanks to my charm. I have 1 additional level 1 slot. If you do not, I would just replace this jumping jewel right here with a protection jewel. You don't need jumping. It just happens to be one that I like, especially on Greatsword. Then you have refresh jewel. This gives you stamina surge. Yeah, I had to make sure that it wasn't capped out for a second. Gives you stamina surge, and because you're using the Ray Dow Greaves, you get stun resistance naturally. All in all, this build lets you have a lot of things going for it. Not only do you get the plus 10 attack, you get the stamina bonuses, you get the stamina... It's not a bonus because you're not using as much. So your stamina ends up not depleting as quickly, and you get affinity bonuses again from Ray Dow's voltage, and you get a damage increase from Guts and Tenacity. So, all in all, everything looks like this. Attack boost 4 for the 2% plus 8. Offensive guard to give us an additional 15% attack. Focus, which is going to make it a little easier for us to get our charge slashes off faster. Guard up, especially if you're fighting something like Gogmazios or Omega. Handicrafts, which is just going to make it a little easier to manage our sharpness. Agitator, which is going to give us the plus 20 raw, plus 15% affinity. Latent power, which is going to give us the 30% affinity and reduce stamina depletion by 50%, super valuable. Maximum might, which is going to give us 30% more affinity. Divine blessing for the damage. stun resistance, stamina surge, and quick sheath. Not to mention you have burst and you have evade extender with everything else. All in all, the math ends up coming out to, on this build, okay? 2. Agitator, 15%. Latent power, when active, 30%, for a total of 45. Additionally, you get maximum might. Maximum might gives you 45 plus a 30, 75% affinity, meaning most of your attacks will be crits when everything is active. More often than not, it'll end up being agitator or maximum or latent power with maximum might. It's just how it's going to work. You're not always going to have everything all at once, but when you do, you get to take full advantage of it, which is why I am not adding critical boost. We don't have enough affinity to guarantee to take full advantage of crit boost, which is why I say guard up is more important, the attack is more important, and guardian is more important. Or if you don't have a jewel or a decoration or a talisman, like I do, you go for focus. Okay. Now, if we were to go over to the training dummy, we'll go ahead and do one full combo. Go ahead and reset it. We turn on agitator, turn on latent power to mimic being in the middle of a hunt when a monster would go enraged. So there's the offensive guard. And what we'll do is we'll just do a full charge swing. Charge slash 816 into the next. Then what you do is strong wide into a true charge slashed. It's just free extra damage. And you can see there, 909 damage, one full combo. We have hit 3,334. Honestly, it would have been kind of cool if it was 3,333, but beggars can't be choosers. This build is crazy because we didn't even do an offset. In fact, I mistimed that horribly. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll out. Autobots, roll out. We're going to go ahead and go for the offset. You can see there, Powerhouse 1 has activated. Now, what we do is since that's active, we get the offensive guard once more. And you can remember, 3,334. We do this. We charge once more. We go into the next. We strong wide slash into the TCS. About the same damage. Now, the reason that it's the same is because we were able to stack everything with each other. We have offensive guard activating when we don't have offsets and power clashes. We have latent power active when we don't have agitator. We have agitator when we don't have latent power. The way this build I was able to engineer it was that everything is active with each other at different times, and when everything works harmoniously together, you're golden. So, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. We have 311 attack, 75% affinity, 480 element, and on top of that, we just do boatloads of damage. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my GODROLL RNG Greatsword build. Thank you all for coming to watch it, and thank you all for hanging out. If you guys are interested in other games as I am, and you want to see more of me, make sure to tune in on Twitch at twitch.tv/SnyperSama, as well as join the Discord. It's in the YouTube description. You can come chat with me, my buddies, and if you need help, there's plenty of hunters in there willing to help you out, or if you want to play other games. That being said, that is going to do it for today's build, guys. Thank you all for coming to watch it, and thank you all for hanging out. I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.